It's been an unusually dry August, about 2 inches below average in the Green Bay area. And that is causing some farmers to be worried about their crops. For soybeans, a big part of their yields are determined in August. Less rain means smaller beans. They're sold based on weight, so you need more beans to get the same amount of money for them. The outlook for corn farmers isn't much better. In fact, some local farms are starting to test moistures to see if they can chop before that crop simply burns up.
Right now, just conventional dryland corn, a farmer would probably consider himself pretty fortunate to have a break-even situation. They just would try to get out of a loss.
Farmers with irrigation could expect a better crop, but they also have higher input costs to power those systems. Many farmers do have crop insurance that they are able to use to offset some of those losses, but in most cases that doesn't make them any money, just helps to slightly offset the loss. If you're wondering when is the right time to chop at your farm, it is worth a trip to an upcoming dry down day.
Yes, the rain has been very inconsistent this year. Even just this past weekend, it rained a half a mile away and it looked like it rained a little bit, a halfway decent amount, and it's completely dry at my house. Everything north of Casco, north of Luxembourg, they've been getting pretty consistent rains, pretty good amounts, and especially southern Door, they've been getting really good rainstorms and getting good total rain. But south of Luxembourg, south of Casco, south of Algoma, everything is looking very, very dry. I've heard people are going to probably start chopping next week. It kind of depends on the crop, though. Some fields might look like they're really drying up, and that actually might be a short day maturity corn. And, the stuff that looks a lot greener, that could be a completely different variety. So it's really dependent on that field.
So that becomes important to know what's actually going on. And you have an event where we can learn just that. Tell us about your dry down day.
Yep, we will be having again the Kewaunee and Door County corn dry downs, and those will be held on September 8th at the Rail Creek Feed Mill in Luxembourg. So Rail Creek Feed Mill in Luxembourg, and that's at 715 Frontier Road. And we'll do on-site testing that day. And the second event we'll be holding is September 15th in Door County at the Door County Co-op. Both events are running 9 a.m. until noon. And everybody can bring in 2 samples. And with those samples, they should be about 4 to 5 stalks that represent the field, and have those bundled and have all the information about the field, when it was planted, what variety it is, and the maturity.
And how soon do they get results back on that?
The event on September 8th at Rail Creek Feed Mill is immediate, so they should get their results within 4 to 5 minutes, something like that. It depends on how backed up we are. If we get a lot of samples, it takes a little bit longer, but they will get those samples before they leave that event. With the event at the Door County Co-op, we will run those to the lab there in De Pere, and we'll have the results ready the next morning, possibly that afternoon, but probably more like the next morning.
Talk a little bit about the importance of getting some of these more exact numbers on your crop.
It's more and more important now, where we're trying to save a buck in every little piece of farming we possibly can, and we farmers really need to pay very, very close attention to every detail on their farm. And feed is the most expensive part of farming, essentially, and feeding a cow and getting milk. So it's really important for them to know exactly where their crop is, when it's ready to harvest, and when they harvest it at the right time, at the right perfect consistency, then they're going to have a really good crop to feed their cows for the rest of the year. I think a lot of farmers are probably eager to get into the fields, but leave it out there until it's ready. I think they know that, but unless they're completely out of feed and they really, really need it, just be a little patient and it'll be a good harvest. The first 3 crops of alfalfa have been great in regards for weather, so I don't think they're going to push the button too much or push their bounds too much to get into the fields.